some of you are out of Egypt, but Egypt is still inside you. That's why you can't enter the promised land. You see, the problem delivered, but not transformed. Some of you are out of Egypt, but Egypt is still inside of you. You are physically free, but mentally enslaved. You see, deliverance is instant. Transformation is process. God can change your location overnight, but your mindset takes time. Many believers, you see the mistake, movement for maturity, exposure for transformation. Egypt represents bondage. Egypt represents survival mindset. Egypt represents dependency, and Egypt represents limitation thinking. You see, you cannot walk in promise with a survival mindset. What Egypt mentally really looks like is the signs your mind is still in Egypt. 1. You romanticize your past. At least we had food in Egypt. You see, you glorify what God delivered you from. Now, painful past look appealing when present pressure increases. You see, you fear responsibility. Slaves don't lead, they follow. The promised land requires ownership. The promised land requires decision making. And the promised land requires faith-driven risk. You complain more than you believe. Constant murmuring, evidence of internal bondage. Complaint is the language of the captivity. You see, you depend on external control. Egypt trained them to wait for instructions. God was training them to trust internally. Also, you resist change. Wilderness feel or felt uncomfortable because it requires growth. Egypt felt predictable even if it was painful. You see, familiar bondages feel safer than unfamiliar freedom. Why God cares about your mindset, you may ask. I want you to consider these scriptures in your time. Proverbs 23:7, Romans 8 verse 6. You see, your mindset determines your capacity. You see, God won't give you what your mindset can't sustain. You see, the wilderness was a classroom, not punishment, but preparation. God was teaching, dependency on Him, identity shift, and He was also dealing with trust. You see, God tests thinking before He transforms territory. Before possession comes, there is pressure, there is process, there is perspective shift. If your thinking doesn't change, your environment won't matter. Dangers of staying in Egypt mentally. I want you to understand you can miss what God has promised. He would have given you a promise, and because of lack of insight, one misses it. Entire generation dies in the wilderness. You see, fear distorts reality. We are like grasshoppers. You see, insecurity shrinks identity, thinking that you're not good enough. You see, you reproduce bondage in others. Your mindset affects your family, affects followers, it affects community. And delay becomes destiny. What should take days took 40 years. And it feels as if you're going around in circles. You see, a broken mindset will turn a short journey into a lifetime cycle. Now, how to break the Egypt mindset? Some of the questions you may be asking. Step-by-step transformation. First, you must renew your mind daily. You see, you don't drift into transformation, you discipline into it. 2, you change what you feed on. Consider Philippians 4 verse 8. You see, the word of God, opinions, fear, culture, your input shapes your identity. 3. Embrace discomfort. Growth feels unnatural at first, but promise requires stretching. How about 4? Shift from survival to stewardship. Stop asking, will I make it? Start asking, what am I responsible for? 5. Align with God's perspective. See yourself how God sees you. Speak what He says. You see, transformation happens when your thinking agrees with God. Consider the Joshua and Caleb mindset. They were asked to spy the land out, but upon their arrival, or return rather, only Joshua and Caleb were the ones that said, yes, we could take them on. God has given us the land. The mass, 10, a whole 10, said that we are like grasshoppers in their sight. You see, what made them different? You see, same environment, different mindset. You see, they focus on God's promise, not the problem. God's power, not their weakness. And this was the same scenario even with David and Goliath. You see, their languages were different. We are well able. They saw opportunity where others saw obstacles. Are you doing the same? What you focus on determines what you believe. You see, God is not trying to take you out of Egypt. He already did that. Now, He's trying to get Egypt out of you. Where am I still thinking like my past? You may be asking and wondering, what fear is keeping me from promise? What beliefs must I replace today? You're going to make these declarations. I am no longer bound by old thinking. My mind is renewed. I am prepared for promise. I think like who God called me to be. And these are things that one is declaring, shifting the mindset, and taking a stance, looking forward for greater results.